Hi, my dear viewer. My name is Imran Ijaz. You know very well on the behalf of the Voice of Ukrainian Media. They give me the chance to host this some interview. So my wish to in my program, I will invite to some powerful guests who can share about the real view in Ukraine, Belarus, Georgia, and other situation. So today is my guest, Miss Alona Goroshko. She is the deputy of the City Council Kharkiv, also professor and also chairholder Kharkov Institute Universities as well. So, hello, madam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, how is right now weather in Kharkiv?
The weather is Kharkiv, not very good today. It's rather
Hmm,
rainy, but everything is ok.
that's a great. That's a
Hope
great.
it's better in yeah, sure.
Yeah, of that. So, madam, first, I request to you. Can you please introduction about the yourself, and after I will ask you the one by one some question.
Okay. First of all, I am Olena Goroshko. I am a member of City Council of the second biggest city in Ukraine. Also, I am professor and chairholder of in National Technical University, Kharkov Polytechnic Institute. My profession is in scientific interest and studies the impact of internet and especially social media on the society. And also, I am active in local politics and I am going to participate in our local elections dated to the October 25th. And I participate from the political party together, rather with headed by the former governor of our region, Miss Julia Svetlichная. And as for me, I am a member of city council committee engaged into education, culture, sports, etc., humanitarian questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and best wishes for you about the local election. Maybe you will be
Thank
win,
you.
participate, and voice of the real voice of the Ukrainian as well. So, madam, my first question is maybe you know about the current situation in Belarus. So, what you think about the
Yes.
Belarus current situation?
To my mind, the
Hmm.
situation now in Belarus is critical. There are a lot of factors. First of all, it is the nearest to the border with Russia. They have got, as with Ukraine, the common border, first of all. The second, it's dictatorship regime, to my mind, headed by Lukashenko. And as for me, I don't think anything good concerning the development of this situation. And maybe because, to my mind, Lukashenko will never abandon his power. First of all, he is a bloody dictator. To my mind, it's the totalitarian state. And now, so to say, the people, after such kind of fraudulent election conducted in the 9th of August, it's some kind of protest in, so to say, a lot of opposition protests, meetings, strikes on the major basic plants in Belarus, etc., etc., etc. It's like result of this fraudulent election in Belarus. For me, Lukashenko not is legitimate president of this country, and also I know that my country it's very good recalled already has recalled its ambassador to Ukraine. Yes,
Hmm.
it is maybe the first case, so to say, between the relationships, Russian and Ukrainian relationships. Yes, this is the first precedent.
Hmm. That's a great.
And
That's it.
mhm.
So, madam, what do you think about the Svitlana? He's opposition leader, and right now he's in Lithuania. What do you
Mhm.
think about she is the real winner if the election is the correct and people give the vote to change the Belarus? What do you think about she lady?
Yes, I think that she, first of all, she's a very brave lady,
Hmm.
and she is in extremely difficult situation.
Hmm.
Also, to my mind, she must elected as a, so to say, transformative, so to say, a figure between presidency of Mr. Lukashenko
Hmm.
and the next newly elected president of democratic state. Hope everything will be good in this direction. And
Hmm.
it seems to me she is a really housewife, maybe a wife of a prominent Belarusian blogger, and I see her like she really, to my mind, has win this election, and she must be rendered like the head of transformative, so to say, council to
Hmm.
concerning the transpassing the power between the old office of president and the next one. But it seems to me it will be very difficult process, and it will be bloody last process as I participate. I predict, sorry.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Exactly, exactly. You are telling the correct thing about, because right now same situation here in Belarus, and might be this situation will be not solved quickly because Lukashenko tell to everyone to this situation will be good maybe next day,
Mm.
maybe next week. But right now I think they are he's just started, so I think they will be not end to very quickly. They need to
Yeah.
some time. So,
Yes,
madam,
it
my
seems.
next
Mhm.
yes. So my next question is that what you think about the President Putin's statement about Lukashenko and they are ready to help the all ground to the uh, Lukashenko to all platform. What you think about the President Putin involvement in Belarus?
President, our president, Ukrainian president, Russian president,
The Russian President,
Russian.
President
Oh,
Putin, President Putin, President Putin give the
it's a very
statement.
difficult question.
Hmm,
And as for me, in whatever situation Russian president interferes, it's always war. It's always
hmm,
disaster. It's always it's always blood, so to say. And for me, we were facing the same situation in our Maidan events in 2014, and I remembered very clearly the situation with the annexation of
hmm,
Crimea and then the events on our Donbass region in Donetsk and Lugansk. And so to say, when I'm speaking about Putin, I'm speaking
hmm,
as like maniac. He's a very
hmm.
dangerous person, and
Yes.
especially, and his dream is like to collect all, so to say, post-Soviet
Mindset.
countries, states, yes, together, yes, and it's like it's a very, and he's a very dangerous person because he has got no limits in his, it's absolute power for him in Russia, especially concerning new changes in their constitution, and he's not restricted any kind of oppositions. You know the story with Navalny, for example, or any kind of, so to say, European or American restrictions. It's not restrictions for him, it's not barriers for him because he is obsessed with our desire to collect the former Soviet state and
Hmm,
resume the power of the Soviet empire, of the Russian Soviet empire. It's also to say, and all his foreign policy is targeted at this direction, to my
hmm,
mind.
hmm. And madam, next question is what you think about the real support from European Union to especially Belarus, Georgia, and Ukraine, because European Union fully well aware the all situation and also aware
Mm-hmm.
about President Putin next task and who is the next. They don't know, but right
Mm-hmm.
now European Union fully understand about the what President Putin will be do in
Mm-hmm.
especially Belarus, Georgia, and
Yeah,
Ukraine. So
yeah.
can you please one by one you give me the example about the uh, uh, what you think to real sport right now need European Union to Belarus?
Yeah. When I know that official, so to say, point of view and my own. No, the first of
Hmm.
all, I know that the members of the European Council discussed the situation in Belarus.
Hmm.
It seems to me following this awful presidential election on 9 August. EU has been following the development in Belarus, I know very closely, and with increasing concern. I know that Ms. Merkel was rejected to speak with Mr. Lukashenko directly, rejected by Mr. Lukashenko, and she had to speak with Putin directly as the main stakeholder, as I see in this process. To me, the main stakeholder in this process, it's not Lukashenko, it's Mr. Putin. And first of
Yes.
all, European Union is speaking directly with Mr. Putin, and then through him maybe with Mr. Lukashenko, because Mr. Lukashenko has
Zero.
now, because he is legitimate, so to say, for
Yes.
USA, for European Union, etc., etc., etc. And also, to my mind, for me, concerning Belarus and European Union, it must be a very tough position concerning sanctions and introduce new sanctions concerning the regime headed by Lukashenko and his supporters, his members. And it will also be not weak policy, but very, very tough. I don't think about the military invasion, etc., 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 because it is the center of Europe, and the military invasion and support means only the start of a new war, and it's not good in any points from me. And but I know it's very difficult process inside the European Union. First of all, the process, as I know, two countries as Greece, it seems to me, and Slovenia rejected to, so to say, to vote for the sanctions concerning Belarusian president, etc. Because it's a very difficult situation. It's like check-in of European Union, because to my mind there is no unity in this union at all, and this is the problem of the European Union. The next problem, to my mind, it is the decreasing of economical level, prosperity, etc., initiated by this corona situation with this quarantine. It's also a very difficult problem. Also, I hope that the European Union will shortly impose sanctions against a substantial number of individuals responsible for violence. It must be pointed, so to say, targeted pointed sanctions to my repressions and the falsification of election results for these members, to my mind. It seems to me progress made in the past years in the relationship between the EU and Belarus is as this, so to say, this direction. And further deterioration of the situation will impact on, so to say, on European Union and Belarus relationship, and have negative consequences. To my mind, the European Union must be very strong, must be very decisive, and not be weak. To my mind,
Same. Actually,
situation.
your prediction is same like the recent. We take the interview the Belarus diplomat, and he is the charge affair in
Yeah,
Switzerland, and
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
give us the little statement. It's this interview is already uploaded in our website and page as well, and
Yeah.
he's also clearly tell to European Union first. European Union should be open the border for Belarus, and might
Mm-hmm.
be sanction will be
Mm.
more damage the Belarus economy, so they will be find out the good way. So I think best if sanction to Nord Stream 2
Yeah,
pipeline, there will be
it must be.
very big
Yeah,
sanction if
sure.
they Europe want to control the President
Yeah,
Putin.
and
Then
complete
first Europe
diplomatic
should,
vacuum for
yes,
this
yes.
guy.
Yes, and first, if European Union fully want to take this sanction and they want to strong action against the President Putin, and they want to, if because European Union right now, not now, Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova, and who is the next? So if they
Yeah.
want to save the next, then they should first to use the diplomatic tools like Nord Stream 2 and quickly
Mm-hmm.
sanction on Nord Stream
Mm.
2 pipeline. And they encourage to President Putin first, they will be show they card what they want
Mm.
to do, especially
Mm.
in Europe. Then
Yeah.
issue will be solved. So, madam,
Yeah.
my next question is same like relevant this question. What you think about real support from European Union to Ukraine?
Okay, European Union Ukraine relationships concerning, so to say, the situation in Belarus. I think yes, your question. And to my mind, I would like. I am first good action to me, that is the recalling of our ambassador from Belarus. But we must, Ukrainian authorities must provide clear answers to all questions, because it seems to me the position of presidential office concerning events of Belarus is no strict like, for example, Lithuania or Poland. Yes, it's the nearest
Yes,
neighbors
exactly, exactly.
of Belarus. To my mind, I would like that, does Ukraine, for example, recognize Lukashenko as democratically elected head of state and with a further develop relations with him? This is the, so to say, the crucial question. Does official Kiev, for example, support the holding of new presidential and parliamentary election in Belarus? Because as for me, I don't receive any questions from our president office. Then the question is, what does Ukraine plan to do to ensure national interest during the discussion of Belarus at the European Union Emergency Summit this Wednesday? It's also this question, and because it is, so to say, it is difficult situation. And does official Kiev support the introduction of targeted European Union sanctions against those involved in the brutal human rights violations? And will Ukraine impose similar sanctions at the national level? It's all concerning Belarus. It's all so to say, I mean that it's a high time to convene a meeting of the National Security and Defense Council to approve a set of measures to ensure Ukraine's national security, including strengthening our northern borders in the face of growing Russian military presence in Belarus. And this is the main question to my mind.
Yes, yes. And what about the real support you are looking from European Union to still Ukraine?
It seems to me that European Union must support Ukraine, first of all, concerning sanctions against Russia and
Mm,
sanctions against the illegal now regime headed by Lukashenko. It seems
mm,
to me this is the first. It must be some kind of action concerning the strengthening of the border around Belarus in case of military invasions from Moscow. It's also must be real loss.
mm. So, madam, what you think about the Belarus? If Belarus election will be clearly, and if they give the vote to change, so what you think Belarus people give want to go with Europe, or they still want to stay in Russia?
It
What you
seems
think
to
about
me
it?
now
Hmm,
it's rather difficult
hmm,
to speak about the position of the Belarusian people, because due to the 26 years of Mr. Lukashenko's ruling, it's very
hmm,
difficult to transfer from completely unfreedom to complete
hmm,
freedom. And we must take in mind this thing, first of all.
hmm,
The second, it must be firstly first step, like to be neutral, it seems to me, like to be independent from Moscow, independent firstly from European Union. And it seems to me that the best way concerning how to resolve this conflict with legitimate election and presidency of Lukashenko, the
hmm,
next election must be declared. And it seems to me this is the best way how to improve this situation and to
hmm,
give the opportunity for Belarusian people to be free and to select, so to say, and to, so to say, to make its own
hmm,
choice. That's my
hmm,
opinion.
hmm. So, madam,
But
my
it's not very speedy events like it was in Ukraine, to my mind. It
yes,
seems to
yes,
me
exactly,
it was,
exactly.
it is
Because
very long process.
Ukrainian nation are a strong nation, and
Yeah, yeah, yes.
they
There,
fighting. They are fighting for their own
yeah.
dream.
And the
But
problem
about
is
as far as the
also
Belarus
to
is
run
concerned,
its
they are still
identity. Yeah,
yes.
Belarusian identity.
As far as the Belarus, they all Belarus nation
Hmm.
give the vote against the Belarus dictator
Hmm.
Lukashenko, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
not give the vote to the Europe.
Mhm.
They don't
Yeah,
give to it to vote. They just want to change the face of
mhm.
their president, so they give the
Yeah,
vote
yeah.
against the president.
Yeah, the
So
best, so to say, chance to Belarus to be independent firstly from Moscow, and then
Yes,
be
yes,
neutral.
yes,
To me, it's
exactly.
like one possible
Yes,
solution of this situation.
yes, exactly. So, madam, next question is this Russia already in Crimea 2014, also still in Donetsk, also still in Lugansk. We are telling to European Union they will be first memorandum was the Budapest memorandum. They was the diplomat fraud. Second Minsk, no anything. Third Normed, no anything. So, what do you think about the uh, solution for this occupied territory? What is the end? What do you think
Oh,
about it?
yes, to my mind, it's very difficult situation. First
Hmm.
of all, I would like to differentiate these questions with Crimea and Donbass
Hmm.
because I understand clearly,
Hmm.
being a pragmatic woman, that Crimea, alas, will be forever under the legislation now of is a part of Russian Empire, to my
Hmm.
mind. Concerning Donbass and this region, it's a very difficult situation. Now the truth is conducted, and the leader of this truth was changed from our second president of Ukraine to our former president of
Hmm.
Ukraine. It seems to me maybe Kravchuk is the better negotiator, but to my mind, both parts now are not very interested in this conflict
Hmm.
because we have got, I would like to speak truly, a very weak president concerning military aspects, etc., etc. And in Russia, it's also like a lot of problems. And concerning the decreasing of economic level of a Russian empire, it's very difficult to support economically of this region because it's a very resource, so to say, require a lot of resources from the Russian government. It's economical resources, it's so to say security resources, etc., military resources, etc., etc., etc. And it's like, to my mind, a gray zone for geopolitical interests, and it's very difficult to now to settle this question because when our president was Mr. Poroshenko, I have got a lot of, so to say, good hopes that this situation will be resolved. In any case, it must be integration into the integration of these territories under the legitimacy of Ukraine. But now I don't know, because during the change of power in Ukraine, I have got very dismal predictions concerning the events in our Donbass region. I know that now there is no fire in this region. It's like some kind of truce in this region, but to my mind, the situation is very difficult, and it stipulated a lot of factors. The position of USA and the next election in USA, and about Trump's presidency, Biden's, etc., etc., etc. Then I think the situation in Belarus is also very impacts the situation with Donbass
So,
region
madam,
and the
madam,
position of European Union. Then we have
I
got
understand.
four main stakeholders. That's all.
That's a good. So, madam, you tell about the U.S. election. So, what is
Okay.
your prediction about who will be next president, America?
Yes.
Maybe
And
President Trump or President
okay.
Biden.
Okay. If you ask this question before the coronavirus situation, I told definitely Trump will be the next president of
Hmm.
USA.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
now, after the situation with coronavirus, and I know that the situation in the USA, it's very difficult. There are a lot of cases of this coronavirus and a great decline of the state of economics in the USA. There are a lot of jobless people, etc., etc., etc. And you know these
It's the
events
same
with this
like the world,
concerning
same like
race,
the
yes,
world, same
race
situation.
questions, etc., etc. I think that the next president of the USA will be Joe Biden, to my
Joe
mind,
Biden.
and I support this guy. It's for me, it's
Ah,
better. Yes, I support all the Democratic Party in they say to me. I am not supporter of Trump.
that you mean if President Joe Biden will be
Yes,
elected,
I
there will be
predict. I
more,
predict.
more strong relationship between the Ukraine and America as well. Same like the President Poroshenko time.
Yes, it was very good relationships between Mr. Poroshenko presidential office and Mr. Obama office. Also, we have got a lot of contacts, etc., etc., etc. Now, concerning Ukraine, it's a lot of scandals concerning Trump's,
Yes.
Biden's, Ukraine,
Mhm.
etc.
They
It's
want to
not good to my mind,
they
especially
want to use
concerning
Ukraine like a
yeah.
bullet against the President Biden, but they
Yeah,
fail.
sure. Yeah,
Impeachment, you know
international
very well
image
about.
of
Yes.
Ukraine, and it seems to me
Some
Ukraine
pressure
must be
about
very
Ukrainian
far
government
from
to
this
do
election
something.
race,
Yes.
very far. But I predict that the next president will be Joe Biden.
Yes, I also agree with your point and my wish also to next
Mm-hmm.
president will be Joe Biden. So,
Mm-hmm.
madam, my last question about it: you are participate the local election, and definitely it's a political question. So maybe you can give the answer, or maybe you can not give the answer. But I just tell you about this question because
Mm-hmm.
many viewers ask me to. I must tell you about this question and get the answer. What is the real position right now, especially in election, if local election same
Mm-hmm.
time in Ukraine?
Mm-hmm.
What you think? What is the real position political party,
Mm-hmm.
and what is the maybe little bit about the President Zelensky performance in case local election will be result will be changed? So what you
Mm-hmm.
think about it? Can you please give me some answer?
Okay, I think it seems to me the percentage of so to say of the president's party Sluga Naroda, this is the name
Mm,
of the servant of the people, so to say, is decreasing and decreasing. I
mm,
predict nearly about 10% of support concerning its political force, concerning the process, concerning local elections. It seems to me that the regional element must be, so to say, more prominent, must be strengthening. I mean that, for example, we have got mayors party, a lot of mayors, local mayors
mm,
of the cities parties. For example, in our region, mayor is Mr. Kernes, and he was very an local person, and to my mind, he will be elected as the next mayor of the city because he support nearly about from 30 to 50 percentage of our regional population, to my
mm,
mind. We
mm,
have got, as I predict, four parties elected in the next local, so to say, elections. There are four political forces. First of all, it's presidential force, so to say, the team or servant to the people party. Then it's mayor's party. Also, it seems to me that in my region it must be my party, bloc by Julia Svetlichna, and it's a very strong influence in this region of such political force as oppositional platform for life, for життя, оппозиционная платформа за життя, and in my region they have very strong support of local population because
mm.
it's traditionally Russian orientated zone.
That's a big that's
Yeah.
a your point. So, what do you think about the real performance, President Zelensky, especially in the your region? What you think about the people
It
opinion
seems to
about
me
President Zelensky government?
support is decreasing, and support is decreasing substantially, and the main reason is a very weak managerial policy
They
conducted
don't
by
have a
the
new face. They
governor,
don't have a new
of the
face as well.
governor of this region, and
Uh,
it's a lack of professional team, first of
mm,
all, and etc., etc., etc. And it is the greatest problem to this region, the witness figure of the governor, first of all. The
It's the
witness
same.
figure of the governor, yeah, sure.
Yes, yes, exactly. Right now, in same prediction
Mm,
from some other our friends, journalists in
mm,
Ukraine, and
yeah.
also political friend as well. They are also telling us about the same situation.
Mm,
But European Union fully aware about this situation.
yeah.
They want to free and fair local election, and after that they will be decided to what they will
Yeah.
be next policy for the Ukraine right now.
But
So
Imran, let's hope for the best. Let's hope
yes,
for the
let's go
best.
for
And in
because
the case of Belarus, and in the case of
yes.
local elections in my
because
country.
because if we are a European, and if European Union support us, give us the money, they will be support us the everything. They give us the
Mhm.
visa free agreement. they
Yeah, yeah.
they are supporting our labor as well. So ultimately they dream to
Hmm.
real Ukraine is European
Hmm.
Union. So they want
Hmm.
to see, and they have a open eyes, and they are
Hmm.
clearly watching everything. Maybe President Zelensky don't have a new face. Maybe they choose to elect the previous government some minister,
Hmm.
or maybe Yanukovych government some minister.
Hmm.
But European Union have a no concern. Maybe you can change every day new minister, but they want to see the real reform. They want to see where is the European Union money they give to Ukraine.
Yeah, true.
Their money will be distribute the Ukrainian people or not distribute Ukrainian people. So
Yeah.
that is the real thing about the European Union. They fully
Hmm.
aware the all situation. Maybe you don't know about anything, but European Union have a very closely eyes. And due to Belarus situation, they are fully
Hmm.
aware about the Ukraine as well, because they think about the maybe due to Belarus situation, might be Ukrainian situation will be
Hmm.
critical. Maybe not now. Maybe after that local election, if free and fair local election, so might be
Hmm.
some more Russian
Hmm.
participate. And you know very well about what I want to say. So
Yeah.
so so that's why European Union is clearly eyes on
Hmm.
Ukraine, especially. So maybe they will be announce the new policy after local election. So what they
Yeah.
want to do. So this. So madam, thank you very much for your participation, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy and nice to speak with you. And definitely, you are voice of the Ukraine and voice of the Ukrainian, and you are the real politician who want to save Ukraine, and also you want to see the good support and help from European Union as well. So best wishes for you, and I will
Hmm.
also try to invite to you next session as well. Thank you very much for your session. Take care
Thank you
yourself.
very much for your invitation. And I only to add that the price for independence is very high. Bye bye.
Right.
Long live Belarus.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Slava Ukraina. Slava Ukraina.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Okay. And